Hi, I'm John Callow. I'm the Community Development Director for the City of Murfreesboro. Community Development has a number of projects that we do, and we could go through the list, but you know what? It might just be easier to show you what we do in community development here in Murfreesboro. So we've asked Rover to help us out, and we're going to jump on Rover now and take you on a tour of Murfreesboro and show you what we do in community development. It's amazing the number of things that we can do with this community development block grant. The law that regulates our activities is 80 pages long, and there are 78 pages of things that we can do and 2 pages of things that we can't do. Murfreesboro is one of 1,100 cities throughout the country that is an entitlement city, which means that we get our money from Congress automatically. You know, not everything we do at the Community Development Department involves giving away money. For instance, it's the policy of the federal government and the city of Murfreesboro to affirmatively further fair housing. That's a mouthful, but what it means is that we want to make sure that there is no discrimination in the city of Murfreesboro in housing. And so it's the Community Development Department's job to be the fair housing officer for the city of Murfreesboro. An important part of what we do in the Community Development Department is housing. In fact, our #1 priority on our 5-year consolidated plan is safe, sanitary, decent housing. We're going to drive by one of the homes that we're in the process of rehabbing. You'll see our sign out front. In this house, we're doing some heating and ventilating work. We're doing some gutters. We're addressing some lead-based paint issues. This is an important part of our project, and we're always looking for homeowners that we can help. We're getting ready to turn on to Spring Street. Spring Street is a street that CDBG dollars have helped revitalize over a number of years. In fact, there's our city engineer, Chris Griffith. Let's stop and he can give us a full briefing on what's going to be happening. Hey, Chris.
Hey, John.
Good to see you.
Doing all right?
Chris, this is North Spring Street. We're on one of the older streets in town, but gosh, it looks absolutely great. We've got curbs, gutters, sidewalks. That wasn't original equipment, was it?
No, we've actually been able to improve this over the last several years with using community development money.
What all have we been able to do with community development money here on Spring Street?
We've been able to add to really bring it up to current city street standards.
Okay.
We've been able to add curb and gutter. You notice how we've had some rain here today. How it's draining nicely. We're not.
Sure is.
We don't have a ditch section here that we have to worry about. We've got sidewalks. Really added new pavement to the street. Really been able to spruce it up. We've done all this with community development, not only the work with the design work, but also for the construction. And not only have we been able to do the main roads, but we've also been able to do the side streets. We got a lot of side streets connections here, and as you go down through here, you'll be able to see that we've been able to add curb and gutter and upgrade the paving on those, also helping the storm and drainage.
And what are we hearing from the people who live on the street?
They love it. They really do. It gives them a nice place to walk. We're able to place sod in a lot of the areas to get grass growing, get that reestablished in the grass strip area. And they really, of course, they love the new street, and they also love the fact that the drainage has been taken care of with the curb and gutter. What you're looking at is basically a current city standard as far as what we want to see our street patterns look like.
Can you get on the bus with us, go up, and we'll take a look at the next part of it?
Sure. Let's go look at the section we're getting ready to design.
That'd be great. All right, we're here on the north end of Spring Street. We haven't done this section yet.
Now, this is what I think you referred to as the original equipment on this section, John.
Right.
This is a section that we're actually just getting ready to take the design contract to the council for approval, so we can start survey and design on it.
I notice a number of puddles around here. Do the puddles go away?
They do, they do. And this is what I was talking about before. You can see here the curb and gutters all worn off, sidewalks are all busted up, and the water winds up actually standing in people's front yards and on the sidewalks.
So everybody's going to be better off when we finish, huh?
They will. If it's a little bit inconvenience during the construction, but folks almost unanimously tell us that it's well worth the wait to get the new infrastructure in place.
I can't wait.
Can't either. We're excited about it.
We've talked about our rehabilitation projects. Sometimes we get in and do our inspections and decide that it's just not feasible to rehabilitate a house, and under certain circumstances then what we'll do is a reconstruction, and we're going to go visit a reconstruction that we're getting ready to work on in the Patterson Park area, and we'll see how they're coming along with that project. Well, we're here at the scene of one of our reconstruction projects. As you can see, they're in the process of demolishing the house. Looks to me like we'll need to come back later and see how they're doing. Well, we're back over here on Reed Alley, and well, they're making progress, but we've still got a long way to go. We'll come back again when they're a little further along. Well, we're making a lot of progress on our Reed Alley project, aren't we? Next step is going to be to finish this up and turn the keys over.
Oh, it's just amazing. It's kind of like the ugly duckling that turned into a beautiful swan. It's just, you know, a blessing going from something that barely was livable to something brand new, you know. It just, words can't even explain, you know. I mean, it's a lot of things they can do for you, but I've learned you got to go and ask, you know, it's there. In Murfreesboro, there's a lot of things that the city will help you with. Anything that I couldn't do, I didn't have, they told me how to go by and get it done, you know. They were kind of pushing me along, you know, like they wanted to help. They were there to help. Wasn't anything hard, you know. Okay, there's me and my grandchildren. I have 3 grandchildren. I have a 9-year-old granddaughter, and a little 6-year-old grandson and a 3-year-old. This is my 6-year-old. And they was one of the reasons I got the house, because I'm a single parent who's raising, you know, children on my own. To me, it was too good to be true. But all I did was he said, go down to the McFadden Community Center where there's community development, and you have to fill out an application, right? And just talk to the people, but you have to go and put some effort toward it. Just don't come to you know. But like I say, the city's there to help you, but you have to go and let them know you need help. And they're there for you, you know. If they can do it, they're willing to help you.
We're headed now to Patterson Park Community Center. Patterson Park Community Center is just an absolutely wonderful resource for this city, and the Community Development Department uses it for a number of activities. Our individual development account classes meet at Patterson Park, and we also use it for our public hearings. Citizen input is very important to us. It's your money, so we want to spend the money in ways that meet with your approval. And so twice a year we have public hearings to talk about our plans and to get public input. One is in March and one is in April. And so we hope that you'll come to Patterson Park when you see these public hearings advertised and tell us what you think we should be doing with your money. Well, we're here now at Patterson Park. We're going to visit our individual development account project, which is working with prospective homeowners. So let's go on inside and see what folks are doing.
What are we trying to accomplish? We're trying to achieve goals on. So let's take. We sponsor an IDA program, and an IDA is an individual development account, which helps families save toward an asset. And so while IDA programs are often available for homeownership or to help someone start a small business or to further their education, this particular IDA program focuses on homeownership. The program itself is sponsored in part by a grant that we've received from the City of Murfreesboro's Community Development Department. And that department has CDBG funding, which is Community Development Block Grant funding. And they have granted money to us to assist in providing this program. So not only do we have funding from the city, from the Community Development Department, but we also have some private dollars from a local bank that's very active in Rutherford County. Both of those partnering with the nonprofit Dominion Financial Management, we together can serve the families, and we have space for 10 families to participate in the program.
We've talked about rehabilitation and reconstructing homes, but another big part of our program is assisting first-time home buyers. We can help a first-time home buyer with up to $10,000 in down payment and closing cost assistance. So if that's something you're interested in, give our office a call, 890-4660, and ask for Patty Pope, our grant administrator.
I've been working with CDBG Community Development Block Grant Program since before I was on the council, because you could see it was so valuable in the housing rehab area. And plus I was concerned about spending money to rehab homes that actually should have been torn down and rebuilt new, along with Habitat and their aggressive nature for building new homes, especially over in the older part of town, the Mann Avenue area. This program has been extremely beneficial in assisting in that particular area, because right now the federal government is in the part of cutting funds to HUD and cutting funds to programs that affect affordable housing.
When John Callow started working for the Community Development, he talked to me about CDBG money, or money with the Community Development Block Grant, and some opportunities we had to partner together. So we were able to apply for and receive $16,000 last year to go toward the purchase of a lot. And so we were very grateful for that money, because we're both building in that same area. We're both working with low-income families for affordable housing. So it's really a great partnership, because it's not a competition by any means. We want to work together to do everything that we can to help families.
We're here on the campus of Middle Tennessee State University. Partnerships are very important to community development, and we have a number of partnerships with MTSU. All of our reconstructions through our rehab program are vetted through the Center for Historic Preservation. We've made a commitment to the City Council that all of our reconstructs are going to be historically sensitive to the neighborhood, and the Center has been very helpful in making sure that our plans do just that. We also have a partnership with the Education Department for our Families That Read Succeed program.
I have a wonderful advisory board, a steering committee. On that board is Faye Johnson, who's with the Office of the Provost and Vice President at MTSU. And I received a call from her at the end of 2006 saying there's some community block development grant money available through the Community Development Office, and I think you could do a really great program if you had some funding, perhaps focusing on literacy. United Way had just conducted a community needs assessment, and one of the primary points that just really came out to us when we looked at the data from this research was that at the root of poverty and the issues that result from poverty was literacy, the issue of literacy, that if people can't read, it's very hard for them to excel. We decided that, doing a family literacy program would be a wonderful way to teach parents about the importance of literacy for their children, but also teaching them that there are a lot of resources in the community. The idea is you bring together parent-child pairs, 4 weeks in a row, one night a week, and engage them to read a book together and do really fun activities and share a meal and just completely immerse them in the fun, the joy of reading together. We piloted the program at Bellwood Preschool, which is part of the Murfreesboro City School System, and we were really delighted because we had a group of 12 parents and their children. We're having fun, but we're getting across, I think, some really, really important principles about literacy.
Well, we're here at James Union because one of our partnerships was with the Institute for Cultural Diversity here at MTSU. Every other year they sponsor a international conference on cultural diversity, and the Community Development Department of Murfreesboro helped sponsor one of their symposiums. We're going to be going in now and attend one of the seminars that the Community Development Department sponsored on bridging economic gaps. We assisted with finding speakers, and in fact our main speaker when we get inside is going to be Mr. Emery Counts, who is the Economic Development Director from Daytona Beach, Florida. He's also the national president of the National Community Development Association, and our partnership with NCDA has helped improve the program here in Murfreesboro. Let's go inside now and see what Mr. Counts has to say to us.
I was going to comment that financial education has been tried and had significant success in terms of moving persons from one level to another. But in terms of the overall community success, it is a pittance because we don't get the numbers of persons coming to the programs to learn. So if we look at what the difference that it made within the community, it is small. But we are making strides because, as evidenced by the new homeowners or the new business owners that are developed out of these programs.
Our next stop is going to be the Boys and Girls Club on Jones Boulevard. We've been able to help the Boys and Girls Club on several different occasions, and right now we're helping them pay for a staff person who works with teenagers. It's an investment in the future, and I think it's a great investment with Community Development Block Grant money. We're here at the Boys and Girls Club. Before we go inside, the bus back over my shoulder was paid for several years ago in part with Community Development Block Grant money. Now let's go inside and see what this year's money is doing for the Boys and Girls Club's Teen Center.
It's an outreach grant for the community, and it pays for my position here. And it helps us to be able to run things like the teen night to outreach and go out to the community, and also the basketball program that we have. It's a basketball program for it's similar to AAU and YBOA, but those things are so expensive for some of these kids to be able to play at. The average cost for some of those can be up to $2,500 a team member. And so this, it provides them an inexpensive alternative to those things where we will still play in the same type of tournaments. They'll play against the same competition as they would, and they'll get the same type of exposure and experience. It's great that the city is working with us on this. They've all wanted to come play. They've showed up for all our practices. They're very enthusiastic about it. The parents are all excited about it. Some of these kids weren't able to make their school teams, so this will give them good experience to hopefully make their freshman teams next year when they get to high school. And then some of the kids who are already in high school hopefully will be able to make their JV teams next year. Teach them also, fundamentals, just like, sportsmanship and things like that can be relevant in any part of their life. It's a great relationship to start. I hope it, continues in the future. There are so many more things we can do with it besides just the basketball team. It'll help with a lot of things within the teen program in general.
Here we are at our next stop, which is the St. Clair Street Senior Center. One of the things that we're allowed to do with Community Development Block Grant funds is public service projects. We can put up to 15% of our annual grant into public service projects which benefit low and moderate income citizens of Murfreesboro. And here at St. Clair Center, what we do is help fund an adult daycare center. Well, we're here. Let's go on inside and see what we're doing with Community Development Block Grant funds at St. Clair Center.
Community development offers a great resource for us for bringing in funding for a lot of opportunities that we have. Adult daycare offers services to people that need, for their families, they need the respite care, and it brings the loved one into the adult daycare, and they can choose whether to be here all day, half a day, or even like 1 or 2, 3 days a week, or even all week. And they can come in here, maybe perhaps both husband and wife are having to work outside of the home, and they can't leave mom by herself, so they bring them to the adult daycare. But at the adult daycare, we offer such quality service for those that are there, because we want to do things that are mentally stimulating to them, challenge them with like exercise programs, and then offer them a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, which is very healing in itself. And we found with the adult daycare, the people that participate there, that they're able to feel more a part of the community by being there. It's a day out for them. Even if it's every day of the week, it's a time to get out, and then they can be with other people, socialize, and they even go on trips and special events, which is really excellent for the people.
All right, our next stop is going to be another one of our public service grantees, the Exchange Club. The Exchange Club runs a program called Tender Care, and while we're visiting with them, we'll let them explain exactly what they do in their program. We're here at the Exchange Club Center for the Prevention of Child Abuse. It's one of the CDBG subrecipients. We're going to go in and talk to the Center Director, Tanya Hobbs, about their Tender Care program, which is funded in part by CDBG dollars.
The Community Development Office has been a funder of the Exchange Club Family Center since 2000. Specifically, they fund our Tender Care program, which is a form of in-home counseling that's geared towards teenage mothers and brand new mothers. Basically because teenage moms especially tend to be at very high risk for abuse and neglect of their infants. We work with those teenagers on an in-home basis. We send a master's level counselor into the home to work not only with the teenager but with the supporting family, basically defining roles, getting ready for baby, preparing for baby, not only in terms of the psychological dynamic of the family, but also materially. But for the most part, as you can imagine, master's level counselors are our largest expense. So for the most part, the CDBG money pays for staff. Generally what we see though with teenage mothers is it is a prevention piece, because basically what we're trying to do is lay a foundation so that the chance of abuse and neglect is reduced. It's greatly reduced, because we know that the greatest possibility for abuse and neglect is in that first year. Our success stories are really the children that you never hear about. Our success stories don't make it to the front page of the newspaper, and that's by design, and we're glad about that. But we're so grateful to organizations like the CDBG, because they understand the importance of prevention, and they understand that we're really improving the lives of children in a way that doesn't get a lot of media coverage or publicity out there in the community. And we're very, very grateful for the support that they give us, and it's really crucial to our operations here in Murfreesboro.
Thank you, Don. That was a great tour.
Come back and see it.
Well, I hope all of you have enjoyed seeing what we do here in community development in Murfreesboro. If you've got other questions, you can check with us at our office, give us a call, or check the city website. We hope you enjoyed your tour, and we'll see you later.